Well, we're back, and I'm jumping right in. I'm jumping right in because, unfortunately, when you try to do videos during a work day, my office called through my Rob Van Dam tutorial. But, this is a good place to leave you guys. I mean, literally what I'm doing here is I've got Mr. Van Dam rolling, and he's ready to take down Seth here after he caught some fortuitous matches on turn 2. And we're all charged up and we're ready to go against a full Seth. Now you sit there and say, well, Joe, what are we doing? How can we finish him off when he's got 86 in health? Well, I mean, you can see the blue's already up to 27. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you'd say, oh, well, maybe we should just leave it alone. No. We hit this, it's going to completely recycle. So really, as much as it'll be awesome, we can get that black and compound another 25%, we might as well run it again. And if we're lucky, we got a 9 out of 10 shot that we'll get a black match again. So maybe we can possibly run this thing. So let's hit him. Let's hit him with it. I fully expect him to kick out, but we'll be able to hit the finisher once again. Let's see what they do. And of course, the one that would have given us the black match isn't the one that hits. But as expected, Seth kicks out, and he's got his shoes. Oh boy. Well, this time we're going to get him because we're going to hit him again with the finisher. But apparently, for reasons unknown to me, the computer wants to ruin my tutorial and allow Seth to get his sizable cascade. Fortunately, that boost still remains in effect. So let's figure out how we're going to kick out of this baby. Well, we're going to do this for it. Okay. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set up a blue here, and we're going to hope for the best that somehow we can survive Seth's choose move. So here we are. We got this ready to roll, and I'm just going to go here. Now, we're actually at the tag. So as long as Seth doesn't wipe me completely out, I'll live. But based on that purple and 38K, I'm not holding my breath. I'm going to say this baby's going to come in around 50, and this is unfortunately why he is the best in the game. And we're dead. So, it's an unfortunate situation, but you can kind of see how Rob Van Dam works, despite the fact that we weren't able to finish off Seth. You also notice that even though we broke all those gems, we really didn't get any cascades at all, which is, I'm not going to call it troubling, but it's not exactly what we were looking for. So here we go. I'll see if we can get something else that at least will give us a shot. And I think, as many people have said before, I'm going to go with facing, despite the class bonus, I'm going to face should we do Bray or should we do Balor? Let's go with he uses purple and red. So we go here with Balor. We should be able to at least take his blues away and take his purples away. So maybe it'll give us a shot here. But we just had to jump right in this thing because unfortunately I was cut off slightly earlier. Okay, so really it's a situation of we want to make sure on one end that we don't allow Balor to get his blues, and on the other end that we get our purple and black, and that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to get that right there. There's his black, and we've got both moves ready to go. So we're going to take this up. Now we know that the purple move changes yellow. And It's only 5, but it should still at least be impactful. It doesn't look like we're going to get a match out of it, but it should be able to give us something to work with here. So, I mean, the positive is, we have the blue we need. The negative is, oh my goodness gracious, it seems like we're going to set up Baylor quite a bit here. And that is not something, that I really want to be a part of. But we'll take a look. We'll see what we can survive here. And I'm sure he'll take that blue, and there it is. So if there is some positive on Baylor, we can at least know that they're linked to red and they're linked to purple. So we can kind of give ourselves some idea as to where it's going to be laid down. Those purple are going to just cause a heck of a lot of trouble. But maybe we can get the black down. It's sort of like, pick our poison here. I'd rather have what we have here. If we go with this should at the very least limit some exposure. So I'm going to go like this right now, and we're going to do this. We're going to get that black out of the way. So hopefully the board's going to have a whole lot of black on it, but it may not necessarily jive completely together. Don't get me wrong, there's going to be a couple matches. You can see the red on the right side. But, this is, if you get caught with Baylor, this is the way to play him. And you can see, he's going to hit us with the finisher, but, hopefully we should be able to kick out because it's kind of a random hit, and, and of course he's getting blacks left and right. But, it certainly gives us an opportunity. Now, really the question is, do we want to get greedy? And I think we kind of do. So let's take a look. We got that here. And then we're going to go here. And let's see if we can get another match up top. And this yellow will get us here. And what I mean by greedy is, take a look. 5 across. 5 across. Both moves ready to roll. We're going to pump this up. Hit the charge. So really, it's going to come down to this. Do I trust that his finisher is going to be sufficient to finish him? Well, we're going to have 9. These gems are going to be 2750. So we're going to be breaking 9 with 9. It's going to come in around 30-ish. Hopefully the board is pretty barren in black. Maybe we'll be able to get what we need here. Not a massive cascade, but not the end of the world. Oh, and there it is. Talk about a kick in the nuts right there. So you just seen Rob Van Dam lose twice, and that really wasn't the purpose of the tutorial. But you just kind of saw how he looked, and he is facing, top 5 guys here. But let's take a look at him. You can see how I played him. I'm not going to heal him again. I think you've seen enough. But this is how we run it. With the ECW link, it's ready to go turn 2 with 1 MP. It's a 6, it's a 10. Trainer-wise, we're going with Kofi and Edge. There's some value to Rob Van Dam simply because of that. Is he going to beat Baylor? You just saw he didn't. So you just saw him lose twice where he did do his finisher, which is certainly not what you're looking for. That being said, we had 2 miraculous kickouts, at least by Seth, and then you just saw Baylor barely kick out there. So, there was a little bit luck against him, but you see how he works. He's just not packing a whole lot of punch. And that being said, he would have been able to have gotten Baylor if it was 1 turn earlier. But coulda, shoulda, woulda. This is how Rob Van Dam works, and this is why you want to work him, specifically Kofi and Edge. I mean, these are non-MP trainers. They're guys who, chances are, you're not putting on. You want to talk about an acrobat worse than Rob Van Dam, it's going to be Seth. So, I mean, you really just want to keep Kofi in place there. And Rob's a good guy where you really don't need to take resources from elsewhere. He's solid. I mean, again, you saw 2 losses, but it's not a situation where you can sit there and say he's chopped liver. His stuff does flow, and you can use him if there's an acrobat required. So despite, the performance we have here, I would say that this is somebody worth your time, and somebody who can, at an average level, beat up on. Most guys wouldn't be able to finish him like they did. So, that gives you an idea. If there's any questions, feel free to direct it, and I'll give you a quick glance at what the roster looks like now, as it's been a little bit of time. So that's where we are now, in terms of some guys on tap that we can, open the floodgates for going forward in terms of tutorials. But have a good one. I hope this was helpful. I hope you could see some of the capabilities of Rob Van Dam and obviously some of the pitfalls, because these videos aren't all about promoting a guy and saying how great he is. We're all about being real here, and the reality is he's solid, but he's far from a tier 1 or even a tier 2 guy. But he's somebody who's useful and somebody who you can use, and if you take up, you're not going to have to borrow trainers from elsewhere. You can use him, and he'll be effective against your average competitor. I just tested him there against, obviously, 2 of the top, half dozen characters in the game. And, he came up a little bit short, but, there's a whole lot of other guys who are going to come up a little bit short, too. So stay warm, talk soon, and look forward to doing another tutorial this week.